So let's go back to the real nugget of this is that, okay, so if you want to play the game, and this is a lot of what I talk about in my show, My Name is Vanda, out there.
We must put a link down below for the show.
My name is Vanda.
We must put the link down.
Yeah, I can't show it to you because it belongs to the network. But you can follow it, and once they get everything up and running. So here's the piece of it, is that life has its rules. Okay, so just like the moderator and the manager, you know, in that playing field, who was it? It was the referee.
Yes, sure. You know, yeah.
Not Drekkers.
No.
Not Sean.
No.
Okay, so we have a manager as well. Okay, it's called anybody know it? Now, you see, we should have participation right now. Ding, ding, ding,
We
ding,
will.
ding. And there is a winner right there. It's the law of attraction, guys. That's our manager. You carry it, it has to show up.
We have got to talk about that too, though, because I think
You wanting to talk about you chew like a lot of things.
that's
yeah.
what's really interesting for me, though.
This is why this is perfect.
It is
It's all about what Duane wants.
No, we have to
We
talk
missed
about
the
that.
title. What happened to Angels and Demons?
What title?
By the way,
Whatever.
ask me the question now. Come on. Okay,
Do you
so
think we're ready for this?
ready or
I don't know
not,
if I am.
ready or not, it's uncut. So here's the deal.
That's
So we go back on this. Are your beliefs there? You got to know the game. So he knows the game. He played it well. What are your beliefs? Are your beliefs supporting you? I know mine don't at the best of times,
Okay.
right? So it's like, are
Really?
you yeah.
Okay.
I was brought up by Albe. Does anyone know Albertina? She's my hero. She's my everything. But she comes with some very clear, hardcore belief. And then she changed.
But you have to go into this, Vanda, because people who are watching might not know what you're talking about.
That's right.
Tell
If
me.
you don't know Albe, you like, so
but
what?
we can't
Yeah,
let
but
them-
you've got a mother. So let me say it in a generalization.
Please.
You've got a mum or a father that directed their beliefs on you.
Of course.
How's that?
No, but that's the truth. We're all a product of those beliefs.
That's why
Of
they
course,
are our mothers and
of
our
course,
fathers,
of course, of
right?
course,
So those
yes.
beliefs,
Yes.
after all, they're not your beliefs. They are beliefs that you emotionally calibrated, adopted. There's a lot of people with beliefs that they don't even believe in them. They just practice them out because that's what it is.
That's what they were taught.
That's it.
I get you.
That's what
Yes.
That's why therapy is therapy, because my mom did it.
Yes. It's always the mom's
Blame the
fault.
mom.
It's always your mom's fault. Sorry, Mom. Mom, you
Mom.
did nothing wrong. Mom, it's not
And
your
yet
fault.
it's the moms that are our greatest avatars and warriors.
See, that is your fault. Mom, that is your fault.
Yeah, exactly. The
I am a
moms
warrior
are the
because of
greatest
you.
warriors and avatars because they have that strength to break through, and they will do the craziest stuff to do that. You know, whenever your mom or a dad, right?
Totally.
Okay, so your beliefs are all of that. So is this a class or is this a conversation?
No, this is no, I tell you why it's a conversation. Because
Yeah.
when you say something like Albe, when you
Right,
mention
Albe.
Albe, right? We've had a very brief conversation about that before, so I know what you're referring to.
Right.
But the story behind that is what I think is fascinating, in that we then, by listening to that story and your understanding of Albe and the role that
So
Albe
she was
played
the
in your
perfect
life,
mom for me.
that makes them understand.
Yeah, so she was the perfect mom, so that relates you. So, by the way, like it or not, okay, we choose our parents. You know, if that's in the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, whatever, we choose our parents. It's you and God choose. You are the one that's sovereign to that. And I'm sorry if I'm like creating an offense, but that's what it is, right? So we choose our parents. So as much as I didn't like a lot of things, she was my greatest barrier breaker, you know. So she broke those barriers because she was so focused, so determined, so in alignment with what she was doing. But that wasn't my alignment. So obviously there was a contrast.
Okay.
Plus it was child labor.
I nearly said.
Yeah, just child labor. I was a
swear.
slave for a very, very long
I
time.
nearly said, but I
she
hope she
taught
wasn't
me
making,
well.
I hope she didn't make you make tackies, but I did not make that joke.
Techies.
No. Sneakers. We can't do the sneakers joke. This is uncut.
Right.
And I just said it out loud. Child
Yeah,
labour,
child
sneakers.
labour.
I'm not saying a word.
Exactly.
Woo!
Woo!
Now
Right.
we're in trouble.
Now it's the good stuff.
Now we're in trouble.
Because like all moms are, they want the best from us.
And for us.
And for us. Okay? However, they have beliefs that those beliefs might not be our beliefs. And that's for you to discern. Discernment. Discernment is a ray of light. It's just like, it's like, we do get better as we grow older. Oh, I'm in that place right now. 55 is like, freedom! I've never felt so free in my life. Because I've had this experience that I rejected and defined when I was younger. I was like, you don't know me. I know what I can do. I will do it. I'll compete. I'll win. I'll do whatever. My persona was well in check. Sure. But it wasn't, so it was a combination of beliefs, right?
Yes.
So you wanted to go back to pointing the finger at our moms.
No, I don't want to do that. My mom will shout at me. One of the only people in the whole world I'm scared of is my mother. Don't go there.
Right. Because, so you chose it.
No, of course I did.
So either you chose or you had an agreement with it. And these are come to soul contracts, which everyone, Vanda, speak about that, do with that. Duane's kind of in charge of what you want to speak. So if you want to speak about something, send him a note. Send him a note.
I'm not sure how this happened.
Right, so it's your beliefs.
Yes.
How many beliefs do you know you're carrying your mom's beliefs or your dad's
There are
beliefs?
plenty of those.
So you
There are
see,
plenty.
so where's Duane in that?
Here's the thing though, I've made a conscious decision, and I think this is a part of what I find fascinating about youngsters when they're growing up. When they're 12 or 13 or 14 years old, they start realizing that the beliefs that have been forced on them, and I don't want to say forced, but that they have been
Because they know.
accustomed to, that the things they know from their mom and dad don't necessarily reflect who they are. So they go through this
Ask
change.
my children.
Absolutely.
I make them wear so many jackets going outside.
But here's the thing, it's a beautiful process. But it does lead to a certain amount of conflict between the person whose original beliefs you are now moving away from as a child, because you're going, that's not really mine. So very often this is where those conversations between mother and child and father and child, they get so interesting for me, because you then go, but Dad, yes, you did bring me up to believe that, but I've thought about this and I've developed into a person. I now have my own set of beliefs. Right. I'm going to hold on to those ones of yours because I really agree with those, but I also believe these.
Well, they make you still feel good.
Yes, because they're so comfortable.
They feed you in some way. They might not be a true belief.
Maybe so, yes.
But we are used to it.
Yes.
They feel good to us.
But there's this wonderful mixture of those beliefs which make me feel like I'm at home, and then those beliefs that I've now found for myself and are making part of me, that are now making me me. And that's exciting, because I've now got this
So how do you choose between those beliefs and those beliefs?
See, I don't always know that it's something that you sit down and think about. You just develop a listening pattern and a thought pattern and a belief in one direction, and you start following that slowly. And then you'll get to a point, maybe 2 years after you've started doing it, and go, oh, that's what I now believe, because I've been fed that, and I'm listening to that, and I'm watching that, and I'm feeling that.
But beliefs are like truths.
I love that, though. I love the fact that we can do that.
Yeah, but we are, because you're evolving.
Beautiful.
If you don't evolve,
go
back to a village, go back to a place, go back to a group of people, go back to a pod, go back to something. Yeah. You'll see these beliefs. But then there's also those beliefs that are ingrained in wisdom. Because a belief is just what you believe in, and that changes when you're emotionally brought into alignment with a higher aspect of yourself. So
to bring it right back to the self-belief,
Can you, so like the self-belief, because you were like, did he believe he could do it? Well, if he didn't believe, he wouldn't be there.
Sure.
Right? Did that make him win? No, not just that. You need the other components. Sure. And that is such a great conversation for now, because, for you guys that know me, I do Moon and Me, and it's not about the astrological setting, but it is a timing thing of your natural rhythms and where we are, and influencing factors of what's happening right now. And what's happening right now, this age of awakening, people are being woken up. We spoke about this, woken up to a lot of things. You have to ask me the question.
Which one now? Because there's so many now.
Pops.
How about pops?
You have to ask me the question. So that, because it goes to your belief. We are being brought up to believe in, you know, what we've been brought up to believe in, what's in the Bible, what's in the Torah, what's in the Quran, whatever your sacred book is, okay? But the sacred book comes from, our sacred book is always our parents. We believe them. We are innately brought up to believe until we don't. And then when we don't anymore, it's because there's been an emotional space that has blocked that, and you feel hurt or something happened and you didn't feel supported, but something happened. Yes.
Absolutely. Which also begs the question, that person standing there on top of that hill at the end of the driveway,
which one?
believes something completely different to what we do sitting in this room.
Okay, so
is that person right and we wrong, or we right, they wrong? Beliefs.
If that person's belief, that's what I'm trying to say. Smarty
pants.
pants.
Not factual.
Yeah, it's their belief. It's your belief. Now, question: does somebody belief have a higher authority over yours?
I don't believe they do. If it's my belief, it's my thing, it's my truth.
Okay, so that's even not so that's the question you got to ask. But the better question to ask, or rather the clearer direction to go to is, are your beliefs supporting you? Are your beliefs, because people are going, and this is what I believe in. Yeah? That doesn't even serve you. You know? So, have your beliefs been updated? Have your beliefs evolved? Have your beliefs transformed as you have transformed along the way? You know, we still carry on to our old, and that's the difference between belief and a wisdom. A wisdom is eternal. It's a wisdom. A belief comes from an emotional setting of something. It's your thinker and your feeler came up with something that they believe in.
Yes.
So you better check if your thinker is even like a positive thinker, and then you've got to see if your feeler is even positive.
Wow. Okay. No. And then. No, there's more. But wait. There's more. There's more.
Maybe this uncut stuff is not really.
No, it's perfect. We've gone in 4 different directions since we started.
I know.
This is the conversation. And the conversation.
Okay, so go back to, he's got such a great question to ask me that I've asked, stop, let's ask it in front of the
You really
people.
want to ask that question, huh?
Go.
Okay,
because
it's not so much a question, it was a statement.
There was different pieces.
Well, there's lots of different questions and different statements, but something that came out of the first episode. Are you talking about that question?
Exactly.
Now, this question, we've led you on for about 20 minutes with this particular question, and I'm going to tell you what the question is. It's not so much a question as an observation.
No, say where it came from.
And I hope I'm not throwing anyone under the bus, and I'm sure that my stepdad, who I love with all of my heart, Ted, is the most kind, gentle, giving human being you'll ever meet.
And I said Pops.
Pops. There's a very strange story. As far as I know, only 2 people call Ted Pops. One is Tamsin, my wife, and that's a very new nickname. And you instinctively said, you've got to ask me the question that Pops answered. I was like, what? Why did you call him Pops?
Right.
So that struck me as being, that's
so
just a really lovely coincidence.
You do know I'm interred, right? I've heard.
I heard
she really is. I can actually hear what you're saying, what you're thinking.
But then I'm going to breathe, so I don't think anything. I'm breathing now, so I don't think anything. Read this.
If you are only breathing.
So now let's get to the question, which is probably not ever going to happen. It's not even a question, it was more a statement. Ted said he watched a couple of minutes of the first of the episodes and it wasn't for him. Right. It's not his thing because it wasn't sticking strictly to what is in the Bible. He lives by the Bible. He's a pastor. He has been for many years. He's a deeply religious, deeply kind, deeply empathetic, and he's not in any way a dictatorial pastor. He's a guy who believes and allows for everybody else to believe what they believe.
I love it.
He's a beautiful human being, and I listen to what he says with different ears.
Right.
Because he is so honest with what he says.
Right.
And really, of all the feedback I've gotten, in particular, his one stood out the most, and it was the only one really that was even slightly negative, because it wasn't really negative. It was him. No, it was him being totally honest. And he said he tuned out because it didn't stick to what the Bible says about angels and demons.
Right. What does the Bible say?
Well, here's where I said I'm a little bit dubious about asking the question, because I don't want to misrepresent what he said.
You're not ever going to,
No,
because
I
that's
tell you
not
what,
where this comes from.
No, exactly. But I don't want to misrepresent him, so I think we'll have a follow-up conversation if I get it wrong.
Okay.
But we were saying, you said particularly you don't believe in the demons.
Right.
So he's going, well, that's not biblical, because demons are very, very real in the Bible. Right. Lucifer, having been the archangel, then wanted to be God.
And I said, I love this.
And
why?
But this is good for us. It's healthy.
But why? I said, why? I said, I love it already. That was like the best thing.
Me
Why?
too.
Because Lucifer is not a demon, he's a fallen angel.
That's right, but he was then demonized by God. God then named him the demon. He said, do you see what I'm saying?
But he was still an angel.
Absolutely. But both sides of this are now true.
So they weren't born into like the planet.
Absolutely. But
it's an angel that dimmed his lights, like seriously shut them down.
But became what God calls a demon. That's what the Bible says.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And I'm not going to go against the Bible.
No, of course not. But
because
that's why Ted couldn't connect with it, because he was...
Oh, I do. So I love this. It's got to come
Hope nobody minds me drinking something on...
It's got to come from something. If you're going to drink something, that's the right thing to drink. It will angelize you.
It's called Frequency Love Water.
It will bring some love
it's called
to the conversation.
Frequency Love Water. I read it wrong though, and I said, I am frequent love water.
Yeah.
So I want frequent love, so I'll have that.
That's a fraudulent slip. You're like very needy.
Freudian, yeah. I want frequent love.
Right.
And so I want my love to be frequency. I don't know.
There we go. So that's the frequency. So you cannot. No, Ted is, and that's why I said in the first episode, we cannot break up those thought forms that have been going on for eons about demons, because it's been written about it, it's been projected, it's been seen, it's been experienced, it's been all of that. They're still thought forms. All I wanted to do is say, okay, they didn't come in as a demon.
No, absolutely.
That was a fallen angel, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Well, I love it though.
I love Pops.
By the way, listen,
thank you.
I can't wait for you to meet him, because he's the nicest guy in the world. And what I would love to do, is this something that you would like to do? Would you like to get other people in on the podcast so we can have turn this conversation into a 3-way conversation or a 4-way conversation?
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Is it something that you're open to?
Yeah.
Because I tell you why I ask. Because I think it's something I would love people who are watching this, if they have somebody who they would love us to talk to, or you to talk to about certain things that we are talking about, maybe suggest that to us.
Right.
That's one of the things I would love to happen. And the other thing that I find fascinating is Dana, who does so much of the behind the scenes work, has been watching the comments. Have you been watching them?
The comments have been awesome.
And I want to tell you that
I've got a couple of people I did, like the greatest dentist on the planet, who's not a dentist. He actually sent me this piece on what to talk about, and we'll share it out later.
Please, that'd be great.
Because
I haven't read the comments yet. I haven't read them yet. I wanted to get...
You're holding back.
I am, totally.
Out of alignment.
No, see...
This is hard work now for me.
Here's the thing.
You're being a little demon today.
No, for me...
With a lot of resistance.
No, not at all. No, but that's where you... Now, this is interesting, because...
Justify it.
What I'm doing... No, not at all.
No.
I want to stay in... I had such a great time with the first 2 episodes that I felt...
So you have a fear that it's not going to be the same?
No. I want to stay true to that alignment.
You can't. It's a flow.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want anything to
Stop
add...
it.
No, seriously, listen. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to listen. I will, but I'm not ready yet. I want to find the true path, my true north, and I'm going to follow that path, and I'm going to keep going with no noise whatsoever, because this works for me.
And I'm here to support you.
Exactly.
So let me take it back. Okay, there we go.
Because it works for me.
Free will.
No, but that's what I'm saying. And that's what's fascinating, because Dana's being...
And that is such... And that's you and me, right? So that's great.
That's why it's such a great conversation.
Absolutely. But it's all... There's no judgment here. Now, if I got upset that he was holding back, this wouldn't be flowing.
No,
and that's what Duane wants to kind of say. Okay, talk to them about that. Tell them about that. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like having a great relationship with your mother. You know, if you're constantly blowing up and moaning at her and complaining about all the things that she thinks she's doing from a place of love, then it's going to take away. You've got to have that essence of tuning in and understanding that unless you feel it's not serving you, and then you've got to be able to, hey, you know what, Mom, this is not working for me anymore. But, you know, I see so many relationships go wonky donkey on those spectrums because there's no space. There's only judgment. There's only criticizing. There's only complaining. There's only the negative aspect of it. What works for Vanda does not necessarily work for Duane.
Right.
If he gets into alignment by not listening, by not doing whatever, you go. I have to listen because Dana's every 2 minutes. Look, watch. So I'm like, either I'm going to flow with her or I'm just going to go shoot myself.
But can I tell you why I love this? And this is really why I think this is going to be so serving to me in particular. I hope it helps other people too, but it's going to help me too because
so if it helps you,
it's going to help.
It's going to help.
That's it. But now, so I've got my path and I've got my way of doing certain things, right? So I must not have anything to interrupt that flow because I want this to be what it needs to be. But now I've heard in the last 2 minutes something that could slightly change my perspective on how to keep that flow. But this is it's evolution. Because the older I get,
is working.
Because that's exactly it though. Because I realized that I only think things until I'm shown evidence to make me think something else. If I have a very set belief,
skeptic.
I am a skeptic. Oh, totally, totally.
But
I'm not a bull-headed skeptic.
Ooh,
I'm a skeptic.
You wouldn't be
that allows for. I constantly want people to change my mind.
I mean, I have some of the word as well.
Do you know what I mean? So for me, that's where it's so important, something like this, because now I'm suddenly thinking, hold on a second, if I read some of those comments, just maybe, if I read those comments with the right energy and the right thought process and the right understanding,
I know exactly what you're saying.
I will further strengthen my alignment.
Right. So what he's
I'm
saying,
just two different sides of the
if
same
you've got
coin.
something ugly to say, don't write it down.
No.
Okay?
No. I'm saying...
He will react.
What I'm really saying is...
No, that's what you're saying.
No.
You care what they write.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Oh,
I do.
You do.
But let's go right back to
Even
Drickers.
I care what they write.
Of course. Let's go right back to Drickers.
Because I'll override if I don't like
But
it.
let's go right back to Drickers. Let's finish this the same place we started.
You want to be Drickers.
Let's go back to Drickers. He had first round, and he admitted so in the post-match interview. He admitted that he lost the first round. So that was a bad comment. He got a bad comment. But he decided to use that bad comment to fire him to go forward. So if I do see those bad comments, which you will write and people will write, I choose in that moment to take that bad comment.
Why
and
are you
use
saying that they
No,
will
no,
write it? Can you see what you've just done to our podcast? Eliminate that. No. I'm throwing it out.
Here's the thing. People are going to say things because there's always haters. Life's full of
No,
haters.
that's not. I don't attract haters.
No, life's full of haters.
No. Excuse me, we have now divided ourselves.
That's okay.
And do it. If they hate me, I don't want to know about it.
Then they must hate me.
That's
Fine.
you. That's got nothing to do with
but
me.
But if they do, and it's a negative comment, I get to choose how to use that negative. To drive me or to break me. So I can use that.
Yeah, I think you could have done good with an Albe.
Okay. Maybe, but do you know where I'm going? Because he made a choice in that moment to go, self-doubt creeps in,
Right, and self-doubt is a supercharged thief.
Precisely.
So anxiety are multiple thieves.
That's
but
it.
Doubt?
That's what I'm saying. So they write something that's negative. I can use, that could either cast doubt. I could either choose to be doubtful, or I could choose to go, okay, I'm going to use that as fire to get even stronger and more powerful. So send the comments because I'll use them.
I'm going to smack you. Are we going to go back to Alberton?
Why?
Because you're calling on like a bad comment.
No,
now,
not
I
at
don't
all.
believe in that.
No, but I disagree with you. I'm not. I'm saying if the bad comments come in.
Sort him out, please.
If the bad comments come in, you've got to use them to fire you. Because in life, it is not only about good things.
It's the critical aspect from the way they see it.
No, here's my thing though. In life, let's make it about life, not even about the negative comment.
Right.
Things are going to happen to you every day. You've got no control over what life is going to put in front of you every single day.
Agreed.
But you do have only power of what you decide to do in that moment.
Yeah, but most of the times, I agree with
but something
that.
negative is going to happen. Negative things are going to happen in your life. It is up to you to choose how to deal with that negativity. You cannot live in a life where you think, I'm going to put it out there that no negative stuff's ever going to happen to me.
That's not the truth.
No, but you can't. It's not, life is going to happen
So
to you.
we're both saying the same thing, just you very passionate right now.
But that's a good thing.
It's like very, very, can you see Alberton's coming through and through? He has a belief in there.
I do.
There's a demon.
I'm not.
I love it.
No, come on.
Okay,
But you know where I'm going.
Listen to me, it's so spot on. So spot on, because it gives you that fuel. I used to be like that because, high profiled, intense, our environments, our schooling, we came from the South. We had clusters of groups we had to know who we were and who we are. So our environments mold us and bring us into a setting. Okay, I was criticized big time growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, fatty boomsticks. Until I headed somebody. Douche.
Headbutt. The Albertson kiss.
The Alberton kiss, yeah. I mean, kids were not great back then, never mind now.
No,
so
sure.
that didn't start there. You go criticize. Of course, criticize. I was the youngest top Portuguese designer. Of course. I was so young.
Absolutely.
Okay, so, but that, I don't know why I never allowed that to define who I was. It kind of molded a little bit because it does mold you, and maybe Albe was the greatest buffer because she was so strict on me, so like intense.
Yes.
If you can't handle it, go home, or if you can't do this, do that, I could do anything.
Everybody needs an Albe.
Yeah, everybody needs an Albe.
Cool.
Sure.
Wow.
But very little can handle an Albe.
Ah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's just like, you have to see where you are. Everything is perfect because, so let's bring something that you brought forward.
Yeah.
And this is so real because it's what's going to happen. If you're thinking of what's going to happen, you're so out of alignment with yourself because the only alignment exists is right now.
In the moment.
In the moment.
Okay.
You're either lined up right now because you're not, if you're planning to be lined up in the future, forget about it. You're off path.
That doesn't make sense, yeah. No,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's just like a piece there. And I hear what you're saying because other people's things come in to give you fuel.
Very much so. With me, they do.
You see? So
Tell
external.
me I can't do something.
There we go.
How dare you? That's what I'm like, though.
Okay, so he's asking for a day. Okay, angel.
But you know what I'm saying.
Right, so you're looking
Fuel.
for the day. So the fuel is, all right, can you serve your higher good from it then? So do you have enough within you to just move that doubt out of the way and stay on path without anybody? What about if no one writes anything?
It could be worse.
You see?
No!
You can't
No.
care if they write, if they listen, if they don't.
Yeah.
And I had to
Oh,
learn.
no.
Listen to me. This is a big mouth talking.
I was
now.
going to say.
This is
because
a
we
big mouth
both-
talking because I did care for a I'm still talking nonsense. I still care.
We both
Of course
do.
we care.
Listen.
But not if they're listening or not listening.
No.
Okay. Or if they agree or disagree.
No.
Now, does it feel way better? Does it feel like way better when we're serving and it's going somewhere? Yes.
Absolutely.
For sure. But that's with everybody. So what's the take on for you? Yeah. Because it all started with Dracus, our beliefs and all that. Do we believe, okay, what do we
Self-belief.
believe?
It was a self-belief.
What do we believe?
And
So we've got to make a thing here that this is going to be for us. You and me, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because if somebody writes something like not cool,
No, we have to stay.
I'm going to have to be standing in front. And if you don't write, we're in trouble.
If you ignore me.
If you ignore Duane.
If you ignore me. I don't know what I'll do.
But that's like, so which one are you? You know, do you get fueled by the negative banter that's on you, in your life? And a lot of people do. Ooh, is that what you're doing?
No, sometimes I do it. Absolutely, I sometimes use the negative. How's this? Sometimes I
Okay, we have to redefine our relationship here because this is not working.
No.
You're getting fueled by the negative, so only more negative can come to you.
No. Sometimes if something negative happens, even if I get a negative thought, sometimes I will turn that negative thought around inside my own brain to feel me to be better. If something happens in a situation and I go, "No, hold on a second, don't go there because that's not going to help." If you think about, if I spend too much time thinking about that, so I use that.
We all do that.
Exactly,
How quickly can you reverse?
But that's it. How self-aware are you in the moment? Like Trickus was so self-aware in that moment.
Because he was in the game.
That's it. And his head was all in.
He's in the game.
And I loved it. And that's what I was. Self-belief is such a powerful tool. Right. As long as you know, as long as you are constantly aware of the fact that you need to be doing things that feed you in a positive way, so that you stay in alignment with what the true goal is. Whether it's happiness or money or love or whatever it is, or life, whatever your thing is and whatever your truth is, as long as you stay in alignment, these things are going to happen. You've got to be self-aware enough. And that's what I get from you.
Right.
And I got that from the time we met months ago, year ago. I'm not even sure how long ago it is now. Right. It feels like a lot longer.
Because it is.
Exactly. But I also think that I've gotten so much of that even I'm only now in this country becoming my real self in this country.
And you're going to change.
I know. Because
just when you think you get there, you revolt. Poof. And then it all goes out of the window, and then you got to redirect yourself. Where do you want to go? What do you want? And you figure out you don't want enough. But let's go back to the game. So how we can help you, because I know what Duane wants. He goes, I wish we told him a little bit more.
I want to help.
So you want to help? Needy, man. Just like...
I want to help.
Needy.
I want to go back to your vibrational things. I want to change the vibration.
You've got to be... So we cannot change anybody. The only thing you can change is increase your vibrational attunement to yourself. In yourself, being the belief of who you are. Then that vibrates a certain pulse and frequency and vibration outwards, so that it touches somebody. Either they get triggered, or they get inspired, or they get moved, or they get done whatever. But to go out there and fix somebody or to get drawn, whatever. But I do want to share that there's a golden cake here, not even a nugget.
Ooh, a whole big cake. Whole big cheesecake.
You don't even eat cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
Yeah, you love.
I don't eat it though.
It doesn't. He goes,
I do. I eat with my eyes. It's sad.
Clearly, he looks, I eat. Times have changed. So, because I know what you're wanting to share. And so I come with the belief. My belief is that I truly can't fix anybody. And that comes from a lot of experience. Okay, because at the end of the day, we all are benevolent. We all want to be part of somebody's well-being, right? But there's so much contrast out there right now, and so many agreements and so many things that sometimes by being benevolent means we need to be a little bit firmer, so that people are able to be more in their truth and not going down this side stream of delusion, because the truth is that if you're bantering with your negative self, that negative self is never going to be there to be positive. That negative self is always the net, that emotional net to let you emotionally know you're probably a little bit off path. Because if you're waking up and going to bed and having negative talk with yourself and then others, this is not the time to do that. Especially in this time.
Yes.
Yes. You have to be watching what you're receiving and where you are and what you're listening to and what you're thinking. It matters. It absolutely matters.
I agree with you completely.
So we wanted to go into what keeps you in alignment. Be good to you. Think about what you're thinking. And if you are bantering, and if you are having like, oh, I've got you to know your truth, know your consciousness, know where you come from, know where your core is, because it does make a difference.
It does.
You know, and then have discernment so that somebody's bantering of the negative self that's gone into an angry, raging bull that cannot no longer control itself. That stuff is real demon stuff. Those thoughts are coming so fast at you that you have to be like
Ninja. Or Drickers.
You have to be Drickers, you have to be fast. You have to know. You have to like think fast, you have to feel it, you have to be in alignment with yourself, you have to be able to move.
And that's exactly where we're going to end this podcast, because that's exactly what I saw happen on Saturday night. He did all of those things.
You see?
He did all of those things.
So he was in the game.
He was.
He knew the laws
Yeah.
of the UFC fighting game of what was needed.
And he stayed true to his own
And
belief.
he stayed true to his belief.
And he
he
lived
stayed
it.
true to what he was capable of. And all you need is 1 point. So
And
all
that
you need
negative
is 1
voice
point.
crept in, and he just said, no, thank you, and carried on doing exactly what he believed was the best thing for him. I loved it.
Right.
And I love talking to you, and I love these conversations. But it is important that we hear what you think. So if you're watching the podcast, and we do, I'll tell you why, not so much from an opinion point of view, but if there are questions that you want to ask Vanda, do that. Please do. Because we think, well, I think I have this plethora of questions that I could ask you.
And
But I
you do.
guarantee you, I really do. But here's the thing. People are sending in questions that I've never thought of. And that's really what this is about for me. It's a journey of self-discovery for me as well.
So we do have a few questions. We'll bring them up.
Please do. And I think we should maybe dedicate a full podcast or full episode or more, once a month at least, just to cover those questions.
Okay, so
Okay.
stay tuned. We've got the next one coming up.
You know the best thing is that I finish every one of these conversations feeling better at the end than I did at the beginning.
Aww.
I do though. I do. I genuinely do.
Well, I said it was going to be for you.
I hope it's for you too sometimes.
Always for me. I get to just say it as it is.
And I'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Goodbye, Vanda.